Hey, this is Steve Marshall, just kind of showing off a little bit of a demo of a new project that I had started up. Just looking to overhaul the way my blog actually works and functions. So I showed a screenshot of this, but it's really nice to see it in motion. The hover effects on these cards is something I'm really happy with. This is a Disney blog. We help you out before you go to Disney, while you're at Disneyland, and after your trip to make the magic last even longer, thus the heading titles. Heading titles are conditional. You don't see them on all of them. Same thing, any content that's primarily a YouTube video will have that YouTube icon in the bottom or in the center, and then the title will be at the bottom, and then the categories will be there as well. But the neat thing about the hover effect, there's just an awful lot of motion that happens in it, and it's all very subtle. But it definitely lets you know where you are on the page and really draws your eye in. A couple of things to note. Obviously, the card has gotten a little bit bigger, and the image inside of the card is actually scaled up as well. The YouTube icon has gotten bigger, raised higher on the card, and is now partially transparent. The title has actually raised up a little bit higher as I do the hover effect and gone back down. And then, and there's a shadow when it's actually up, and there's actually a white border, which is easiest to see on the bottom against the shadow, but it's a white border that didn't exist before. And then finally, there's a very slightly rounded border on the corners. It's a 5-pixel border radius. It's not very large. It's very subtle. That actually goes away on the hover, so it becomes perfectly squared off. But it kind of gives a nice full effect. The thing I like... Oh, and then there's the share button that also has its own... The share button on the tile. If I click the tile, I will visit the link. If I hit the share button, it prevents going to the link and instead opens up a share menu. Still got to work out on a best practice UX for that, but that's where it is now. The nice thing about the hover effects is each one of these different elements, the YouTube raising up, the image getting larger, the tile getting larger, and the title raising up, all happen within 100 milliseconds of each other. So one of the elements is 300, one of them is 400, 500, 600, and I think 800, just different things that go on. So it all happens differently, and it raises from the bottom up. So you can see that the card itself is getting bigger, and then the image is getting bigger, and then this raises up, and then this raises up. And as I go through, it flows almost like water, like a river. It's very organic as I go and navigate through each of the pages. So I really like the way that it flows. It's very simple. It's pretty subtle, but also clearly gets the point across as to where you are on the page. And then we will have some horizontal scrolling, and before UXers crucify me for having horizontal scrolling on here, this is designed to be the same UX that streaming services like Disney Plus have currently on their site, like Netflix currently has on their site, like Faith Life TV currently has on their site. So it just has the left and right next buttons and back buttons. And they only appear when they're actually necessary. This see all, I'm probably going to get rid of this and add a new tile that says see all over here instead. But same thing applies over here. But yeah, it's very smooth. I really enjoy the effect that's achieved here. So anyway, just showing off, having some fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Got inspired.